Lovely students, how are you? Myself Nazneen from Monbridge School and I am your EVS teacher. So today in this class we will again continue to our chapter number 3, that is the food is life. Okay, so you just take out your EVS book and take pencil in your hand. And now let's start our chapter again. Okay. So in previous class we have discussed up to here. Now today's we will start from here, that is food preservation. So when food is exposed to air and moisture, it easily gets spoiled. Why? Because the microbes in the air spoils the food. So we need to protect and preserves the food. So for that there is some methods. So we can follow these methods. Okay. Boiling kills the germs present in food, thus protecting it from being spoiled. Boiling preserve foods for a short period of time. We boil milks to preserve it. So boiling kills the germs present in food, thus protecting it from being spoiled. Boiling only preserves food for a short period of time. So we boil milks to preserve it. Now the pickling, we add oil, salt and vinegar to raw and cooked fruits and vegetables to slower the growth of germs. So we add oil, salt and vinegars to raw and cooked fruits and vegetables. Why? Because to slower the growth of germs, because in that the growth of germs are slower. So these methods of preserving food is called pickling. Now sweetening, adding excess amount of sugar to food also act as a preservative. Sugar is added to make jams and jellies. This can be stored for a long time. So adding excess amount of sugar to food also acts as a preservation. Why? Because sugar is added to make jams and jellies. You have seen in the you have seen that jams and jellies can be stored for a long time. Okay, why? Because the sugar has been added in that. Now come to salting. Like sugar, salt also act as a preservative in some foods item. Like sugar and salt also acts as a preservative in some food items. Salt is added to pickles and feed to preserve them for a longer time. So like sugar, salt also act as a preservative in some food items. Salt is added in pickles, that is achar, and fish to preserve them for a longer time. Canning. Some items like juices and jams come in cans. They are sealed in cans after removing moistures from them. So juices and jams, you have seen that they came in cans. They are sealed in cans after removing moistures from them. Now come to dehydration. And the dehydration or drying is used to reduce the water content in the food. Since bacteria cannot grow without water, the food does not get spoiled. Food items such as raw mangoes, fish, tomatoes and potato chips can be preserved using this method. So drying is one of the best methods for preservation of food. Drying is used to reduce the water content in the food. So bacteria cannot grow without water. Okay, so the food does not get spoiled. Food items such as raw mangoes, fish, tomatoes and potato chips can be preserved using this method. So okay, now come to next page, refrigeration and freezing. Perishable foods such as meats, fish, fruits and vegetables are preserved by freezing, and germs do not grow in cool places easily. So the perishable foods items such as the fish, meat, fruits and vegetables are preserved by freezing, as germs do not grow in cool places easily. So we stored perishable foods in freezers because germs do not grow in cool places easily. Now come to good food habits. Apart from eating healthy food, we must follow some good food habits to stay healthy. So apart from eating good healthy foods, we must follow some good food habits to stay healthy. Always wash hands before and after eating and preparing food. So you always wash hands before and after eating and preparing food. Always eat fresh and properly cooked food. Do not waste water. Fruits and vegetables must be washed properly before cooking and eating them raw. So fruits and vegetables you must wash properly before cooking or eating them raw. Food must be chewed properly. Always keep the food covered. So always you keep your food covered and as uncovered food can be contaminated by dust or flies. Why? Because uncovered food can be contaminated by dust or flies. Now come to next topic, that is journey of food. So in this journey of food, you will know that how the foods come to your table. Okay, how have you ever wondered how and from where food reaches to your table? Let us read the journey of food from the farm to our table. So let's start the journey of food from farm to your table. Farmers cultivate their fields to grow different types of crops. They plough the soil, adds fertilizers and manures to it. Seeds are sown in the soil and watered regularly. Once the crop is ripe, it is harvested. So farmers cultivate their fields to grow different types of crops. They plough the soils, adds fertilizers and manure to it. Okay, fertilizers, it increase the soil motility rate. Okay, and seeds are sown in the soil. Then after that, seeds are sown in the soil, watered regularly. Once the crop is ripe, it is harvested. The harvested crop is then packed properly and sent to the mandi, and then that harvested crop is packed properly and sent to the mandi, that is the wholesale market. The food is transported in trucks, trains, tractor, and then the food transported in trucks, trains, tractors to different places. From the wholesale market, this food is brought by the shopkeepers who take it to their shops to sell. These shopkeepers are called retailers. So from the wholesaler market, this food is brought by the shopkeeper who take to their shops to sell these foods. So these shopkeepers are called the retailers. Okay, so we buy the foodstuff from these retailers and cook the food at home. This food reaches our table, and then the food reaches to our table. Okay, so now your chapter is completed. So today's class, that much only, children. Again I will meet with you in my next class. So now your today's homework is read chapter 3 again. Thank you. Goodbye.